I just had sort of like an epiphany, sort of a thought. And I don't know if it has any meaning at all behind it, if it's real or just a thought that suddenly feels like maybe it could be true, and that's why it feels like an epiphany. But I was just speaking to someone about how we were hoping that when we die, if there is some afterlife of eternity, would almost it rather be nothing rather than spend an eternity in a situation we don't want to be in, such as, if your family or people if you'd be happy to get away from them, or if you're happy that they're already dead and gone, or that you got away from them. It'd be kind of a cruel joke of the universe to stick you with them for eternity. And the reason that came up is because of all the people who talk about near-death experiences saying, I saw the light, and then there was, my grandmother was there, and my loved ones were there, and my aunts and uncles were there. Well, what if you were raped by your aunts and uncles, or what if you were abused by a family member, or what if you just didn't like someone? Are you really stuck there? Oh, hi, it's me, peekaboo. Like, that wouldn't seem fair for a universal energy or a god or a goddess or a cosmos to kind of drag someone who spent their life trying to build a life as best they can back into a pile of something they don't want, if that's the way it was for them with whoever they would get stuck with in an eternity, which would be what? We're talking about their family, or who knows. So I've been looking into stuff for years off and on about law of attraction, and there are a lot of problems with it for me. Why I don't feel it's really a valid thing. Although I think it's good to think positive, because then you feel better, and if you feel better, you may have a smile on your face at the right time, or at least you're not glaring at someone who then might be a psycho and attack you. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, there are reasons why it's good to be positive. You live longer, you're a happier person. But I don't like looking at that situation where there's a potential law of attraction that would then mean that everyone who's starving in a third world country is starving because they just don't think positively enough, or even someone in a industrialized nation living. I mean, there are a lot of people working in pretty much locked in factories in certain parts of the world, and they just work, and maybe sleep for 6 hours on a factory floor. I don't think any of them, it would be good to think positively, because then their life isn't a complete hell while they're alive. But on the other hand, I don't think them thinking positively would make a change. Aside from, maybe it won't make the boss with the whip them, because they're going to whip someone that they see looking miserable because they get more power out of it. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. But the epiphany that I had, maybe there is something to the law of attraction, and like attracts like, and things of a specific vibration vibrate to other things and draw things of the same, in that what we think of becomes reality. All that, maybe that does have a place, a real place, but maybe that place is not in this dimension. Here we think of things. Thoughts are things. Thoughts can create things because we can build. I mean, the picture in front of you, someone carved those steps out. Before they carved them, they had to think about how to do that. Before they could think about how to do that, the technicalities, they had to have the vision of what it would look like before they even started, completed. So, what if it's when we die that the law of attraction comes into play? So going back to the initial point of this video, the conversation that I was having, what if when we die, we don't go to be with our relatives unless that's what we're creating, because that's what we want so much? So what if people who have those types of near-death experiences want so badly to see their relatives that that's what happens because they create it? And I'm thinking that potentially what we dream of when we're asleep, that dreaming may almost be a step or a bridge between who we are, our 3D awakened selves, and who we are when we're dead if we continue to exist as energy. Because I was thinking, well, if we continue to exist, maybe we're formless energy, or can take any form and go into any form, or maybe we don't even have the ability to go into a form, but we have the ability to create through our mind. Maybe that's all that is there anymore, but we can experience potentially, possibly, through the things we think of and create, and then we experience through that. That would be the literal law of attraction in action, which in my experience in 3D reality doesn't work, but maybe it does in another dimension that does have to do with our mind, but it's when the body is no longer and it's only the mind left. If that's a reality, I don't know what the reality is. We could just return to dust and be nothing. But it would also almost make complete sense as to why some people have these near-death experiences where they see their loved ones and are happy about it. I don't think anyone's ever said, I saw my aunt and I was really upset about it and came back because she was horrible. They always seem to think it's a good thing. But not everyone has good experiences, so maybe for those who die and see hellish things, maybe they're creating that the same way other people die and see the good things, and maybe it has something to do with the state of mind at the time of death. Maybe it has something to do with other factors, person's beliefs, or maybe their personality, or just, I don't know. But who knows if what, even the people who saw the hellish thing and supposedly demons coming after them, who knows how long that would have lasted. Maybe if they believed it would last eternity, it would, or it would feel as though it would. But if they changed their belief, then think about everything everyone says about law of attraction. Change your mind, change reality, think positive, don't stop thinking negative, and all the good things will happen. Think about that in the context of being dead, and then discovering, oh shit, I'm in a situation here. That's what I'll do. If I die, and suddenly say, oh, am I alive or dead, or what's going on here? I'm going to immediately try and think of exactly where I want to be and what I want to be doing, and try and stay in that. And if I see a monster coming out of the doorway here, after I created the beauty, but suddenly there's a monster, I'm not going to get too involved in the monster, and I'm going to turn it into something good, exactly like we do when we lucid dream. I'm really starting to think that all the stuff that we try and work on here for, like, what do you call it, mind experiments or whatever, esoteric whatever, I'm starting to think maybe those things, the maybe don't always seem as though they work, or maybe for some people they do some of the time, and for other people not all. Maybe they completely do pertain to what happens after this 3D body ceases to exist. If our energy remains, maybe it is just what's inside the body, the mind, but with all of the electrical ability of the body, just no longer in the body or in the form of the body. It's now cold and dead. But the energy inside a human body can power a major city. I forget exactly how much energy they were saying that the human body possesses. It was something like the energy inside a human body could power 11 major cities or something like that. But the point is, maybe it does. Maybe our energy really does create literal virtual worlds for ourselves after we die, and whatever we want in the world's in it. And if we happen to forget that we're creating it, or forget that we're dead even, and think we're alive, then the monster in the closet can become real for us, and we can start seeing it everywhere. I really do think that that's a potential possibility for what happens after we die. So I will try to remember that I said this after I die, and it would be kind of a relief to not exist anymore, not have to think anymore. But if I'm doomed to think forever, I mean, I'd like to be alive and do that, but if I'm not, I will try to remember this, call it what you will, moment of realization or epiphany or just imagining things, and try and lucidly create my reality. Like the lucid dreamers say, you can lucid dream, create. In the law of attraction, people say you can create your own reality through your thoughts. That's what I'll do when I die. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. And if you ever heard of this before, point me in the direction of that, because I want to read more about it. I want to watch some videos on it, but I don't really know what term to look up, because it's not create your own reality. That's all law of attraction while you're alive stuff, and it's not lucid dream. It's in life after death and NDEs. I don't want to start Googling all that and go down rabbit holes. I need a specific search term, so whatever that is, maybe there's a name for this already. Let me know. Thanks.